cloud. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do what I thought I was going to be able to do from here. No. Meeting settings. Minimize meeting. No.
Oh, good. I'm saying good morning, top of the morning to everybody, and I got my speaker off. Must be the first sign of old age.
No, you sounded great. Let me just tell you, you sounded great.
Oh, you're only saying that because it's true.
So, good morning, everybody. Let's see here. I think we're about time to get started. We're recording, so this is not going. It's not going to the cloud. I mean, whatever the heck, YouTube. How's it going this morning? We are on the road this morning. Love the place. Good morning. Hey, has anybody told you thank you this morning yet?
No, they haven't.
Thank you for being here this morning.
Thank you being it so early.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Misfit Call. My name is Sean Murphy, along with Ronda and Parker. And introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Patricia. Penny. Along for the ride.
Along for the ride. So go ahead and send your 3 messages out this morning. And send those with special care. There was something that I got in meditation last night and this morning that somebody's going to send out a message today that's going to be quite important and quite powerful. Let me see if I can get, if everybody could just make sure their phone is muted. Let's see here. How do I? So we got that, mute audio. I think we're good now. There we go. So, too many things to push buttons on here. Marketing. What are you going to do today to market your business? What could you do today to market your business? Who is your avatar? Who is your avatar community? Where do you circle? Where do you swing? Where do you swim inside of your community that they're looking for you? Here's the thing. Somebody went to sleep last night wanting to get an answer. The question is are you the one that's going to provide it to them today? And the way you do that is through marketing. They need to know the pain. Most people have a pain that they can't admit out loud, but they need to know that you've been through it. They need to know that you've got an experience that's going to allow them to have access to the next level of success that needs to take place inside of their business. So, marketing. Do you know who your customer is? Do you know where your customer swims? Now, I know a lot of you do business on IG, or at least do promotions on IG.
Butter, jelly.
And good Lord, that's a bag of food for $6. Man, I'm afraid to look inside of that thing. So the question is that if you're going to go do marketing, if you're going to go have a conversation with your audience, do you know what the pain is? The challenge is sometimes we put on this uniform, we put on armor that says that we show up much better than we really are. We seem like we've got a lot more success than we really do. And so therefore what happens is people become a little bit more afraid of having a conversation with us because they think we're already healed. Part of marketing is to be able to show where the wound is, and then to be able to show your scar. Does that make sense? You probably not have heard it that way. You'll have heard of attraction marketing or push marketing or all of this stuff. The reality is they need to know that you've got the scar that is equivalent to the same wound they have right now. So what is the wound? What's the pain that your customer's going through right now? Is it lack of money? Is it lack of time? Well, it's really not that. It's that they get distracted. They get confused with what they need to do on a daily basis. So are you showing time management? Are you showing energy management, right? We talked about that before. There's really no way to manage time and space. You can only manage your energy in space. So I share all of this to say, what can you do today to market? Now, here's the big thing. Here's the thing that you're going to keep the contacts that you've had flow through your life, other than through Instagram or Snapchat or Facebook. I'm going to encourage you to find a way to create a database. Because if it's not right for them now, it's because it's now. In the future, Now will always change. So I'm going to encourage you. Some of you have $1 million list right now. It's just that it'll pay you out over. How long do you plan on? How long do you plan on sharing stories with you? How long do you plan on building a community? If your answer to that is a long time, then I would encourage you to start now building your community. You don't own anything on Instagram. You don't own anything on Facebook. You have thousands of followers. You have people who interact with you on a regular basis. My question is, how do you get them offline? So I would encourage you to figure out a way to get people offline, get them to a place to where you can connect with them, and it doesn't have to be through an online platform. There's ways to go out and put people into a database and be able to send them cards for $2 or $1.50 and send them greeting cards. That would mean you would have to actually know where your mailbox is. So my point is in this idea of marketing and in this idea of messaging, the key to understand is how do you create a community that's willing to follow you, that's willing to step up and say, that's my tribe. A very dear friend of mine, Tammy Mitchell, says your vibe creates your tribe. And it's going to have to be communication offline. Some of you have started morning calls. Some of you have started group calls. That's outstanding. Congratulations on that. I am going to ask you to be consistent on that. You know, one of the things that I hear all the time is, man, I'm going to do a call, and I did my call, and 6 people were on it, so I just stopped doing it. I'm like, really? How's that working for you? Whatever you're going to start to do, start it in a way that you can consistently do it. You can't, when you're going to market to people, when you're going to put people into a community, when you're going to find a way for them to participate with you, to become engaged with you, my question to you is they need to know that you're always going to be there, even if they don't show up. We've got 47 people, I think, on this call right now. 52 people. So some people will come in a little bit later. Some people will say, well, I slept through it. I'll get tomorrow. My question is this. If I didn't show up today, you know how many people would show up tomorrow? A lot less. So I say all this. RC in the house. You got to be consistent. So if you're going to do a call once a week, do it once a week. You could always add 2 a week if you're going to send out emails. But whatever you're going to market, the key is your audience is always looking for you, and they want to have a consistency that they can look for you at, right? How many of us ever check Yelp? Yeah, that tells you I'm a little bit older. I don't know if you guys still use that, but how many of us ever check Yelp to see if a restaurant's open, to see what their hours of business are? My question to you is this, is when you market on social media, do you do a business post? Do you do a friend post? Do you do a lifestyle post? Or are you constantly showing pictures of lifestyle and you're not giving any business acumen? It's one thing to be able to share everybody else's story when you're doing business, right? You post out pictures of meetings and events. How many of you have ever posted out what you learned, what you like from the events that you attend? Do you realize why nobody's joining you at these events? Because all they see is you throwing this down at their face, throwing it at their face. Chairman this, and this, that, and the other, and super grand poobahs coming into town, and 7-figure income earner, and 8-figure income earner. No, but not one of, I have not seen this. Somebody can tell me I'm wrong, and I probably are. I'm an Irish guy, farm boy from Ohio. But I've not seen anybody say, you know what I learned at our last event? You want to go do a live? Say what you learned at your last event. Tell how it made a difference in your life. Tell how it made a difference in your team's life. Nobody's joining you because they don't even see you telling the story of what you got out of your own event. Does that make sense? My daddy said if it'll make sense, it'll make dollars. So you go through your day, and as you start to market tell your message, be consistent. When I have young students who come into my training and mentorship programs, they always say, well, what? I need to keep my story fresh, right? Can I throw up a peace sign? I need to keep it fresh. And I said, why do you need, what does fresh mean? They go, well, I need to keep changing it. I need to keep adapting. And I go, no, you don't. I don't think they've changed the Bible in a couple of years. Why do you think you need to change your story every hour? Right? How many of you have read the same book over and over and gotten the same thing out of it? My story is the same story as from it was 22 years ago. I'm a farm boy from Ohio. I had a .9 grade point average in high school. Barely made it through high school, drove out of colleges. I got involved in this profession. I thought it was an arm's reach away from purse snatching. Then I realized there's people who actually have something of fun, something of joy, and there's people who have tremendous value to give. My first year was $80,000. Wait for it, in debt, because I did it the way my upline told me to do it. They said, put everybody on the product. I put everybody on the product. You know what happened? When you put people on the product, I was in debt $80,000. Then I decided to do it where you take care of people. You build people, not business. You know how many thousands of times I've said that? But you know what? Some of you heard it for the very first time. The point with messaging and marketing is test, 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 test. So all of that to say, I'm going to see if we can get some comments here, because somebody just said I'm cutting off a little bit. If you've got a question on this, go ahead and raise your hand. Go ahead and raise your hand. Let's have a little dialogue about marketing or messaging or an aha. If you jumped on the call, send out your messages. Any questions or comments? Raise your hand if you got a question or comment. There's Asia. Asia, go ahead. We've got Asia on line 2, if you can hear me.
Oh, sorry. I was talking, but I didn't unmute myself. My bad. Good morning. But this is so crazy because I was literally just having the same conversation yesterday. And basically the past couple of weeks, I was in Houston last weekend for an event. And I actually did make a video the next day saying what I liked about it. But I realized, like, everybody who's in this business, we're all told to do things the same way. So if somebody, who's on the outside looking in comes to one of our pages, it all looks the same. It's the same kind of content, the same kind of videos. And I realized I was doing it that way and it really wasn't working for me. And so I had to sit down with myself and was like, what is your brand? Like, what do you want people to know about you? What do you want them to kind of get from your page? And so I'm in this process right now where I'm kind of like in a rebranding, redeveloping stage. And I'm kind of working on something that I find more personal. So that way, followers or whoever can relate to me on a different level. And then naturally, whatever I'm kind of doing on the side, they'll be more inclined to do it. So I just think this was like my confirmation that that's kind of the right path that I need to go on. Kind of, just personalizing, who I am, opposed to trying to just throw the business down people's throat and just, this is what I'm doing, do it too. Like that's what they tell you to do, but that's not really that effective from what I've seen.
Well, the key is that there's a tremendous value in doing things in a consistent way. Mm-hmm. The key is you still have to add, right? We all get on the highway. You're going to get on the highway today, some road today, and you're going to drive, and you're all going to drive on the same road, on the same way, going the same speed, but you're going to have your own little personality inside of your car. Your car has your little fuzzy dice hanging off the windshield or whatever it is, right? Yep. It's got your sticker on it. It's got your flavor in it. So even your marketing needs to have your flavor in it, because otherwise you don't stand out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Outstanding. I'm glad you heard that.
Thank you.
Cool. Bet. Thank you. So awesome that you shared that. Thank you. So we've got, there's my love, Julie.
Morning, Sean. Good morning, guys. Hi. So Sean, I'm going to get personal, guys. Not too personal, but.
Hold on just a second.
All right, good. All right. Perfect. So basically, I want to do team calls for my team. I really do. I want to. But there's like a resistance. There's a resistance that I don't know how to overcome. And I've been Like every week, I'm like, you know what? On Sunday, I'm gonna do a team call. On Sunday, I'm gonna do a team call, and I just don't do it. And I don't know why. Like I know that I have information to give, but instead of me doing it, I usually tell my leaders, like, you know, we got to do team calls. We got to do team calls, and they do it. They take action. But then myself, I don't know what's holding me back. But yeah, Sean, what do you think it's holding me back?
So here's what's holding you back. You're in the gym, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you're in the gym. So do me a favor. Look around. Do you see a mirror?
Yeah.
Where do you see the little hot Latino girl in the white shirt? Do you see her?
Yes, I do.
That's what's holding you back. Go over and have a
With myself. Thank you, Sean.
So here's what you do. You start. Get on. If you want something, call me. I'll get on a call with you, special guest on your team call to help you through that. Whatever it is, you know I love you. The point is that you're afraid that nobody's going to show up. You know what? So what if they don't? Not leaders then. A date and you're to support them and help them. They don't show up. Listen, I had 200 people call. Nano gets 400, 500 people on his call. Do I get to crawl back as Nano on his call? I go crawl back in bed because he gets more people on his call than I do.
No.
No, so it doesn't matter. My business is down. Marketing is down. Apart from you, I promise you, if you tell people I'm scared, I'm a little nervous, I don't know if anybody's going to show up, and you just give them your best. Record it because what we're going to use these trainings for is when somebody has a question about getting started, getting into the back office, how to prospect, what they need to do. You're going to share with them, listen, go watch this video in the recordings. Go watch this video here. And you can send them the link and see if they watch the video. Now you're going to multiply your time. You're going to multiply your capacity and your capability because you're going to be sharing information with your team that is in a recording, and you don't have to keep saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over again. So just get started. And when you want me on your call, let me know.
Thank you, Sean. That helped a lot.
Okay, good. I love you. So let's see. Anyone else? If you got a question, if you'd like to make a question or a comment, raise your hand. And so, Shammy, hey, Shammy, how are you? Go ahead, Shammy.
Good morning, everyone. I want to ask, is there any way that, since I have, I'm a full-time mommy, is it possible to just do like all the marketing online?
Yes. So I've known some of the well, there's right over there.
I do everything online, Shammy. I have yet.
I'll hold the drive.
I'll drive. You hold the camera, I'll drive. I have yet to have any type of face-to-face, belly-to-belly meeting with anybody at all. It's actually working quite well, like ironically well, would you say?
Yeah.
So I have done everything online. I homeschool our now 8-year-old daughter, and everything I do is either a video or just a post. And here lately, the best things that I've done are my posts, and my posts are usually just live. And I don't really have a call to action in most of my posts, do I?
No, there's the message that she puts out in the post. So here's what needs to happen in your marketing. It needs to be simple, fun, magical, and here's the key: next logical step.
Yeah.
That's the thing most people don't. When I see beautiful pictures of you standing there, and I see you guys show off your derriere, I mean, it looks sexy. It looks cute. I can't like some of them because I'm like a 55. And then maybe I'm considered like a pervert. But I love you all. We're good friends. But my point is that there's no next logical action. There's no next logical statement that comes from your marketing. Yeah. I mean, now depending upon who you're marketing to, yeah, I'm getting some feedback from the back seat going, well, maybe depends. Maybe that's what they want. Well, you don't want some 54-year-old white guy following you.
No.
So, Shammy, yes, it can be done online. What I would encourage you to do, moms like you, especially young moms like you, are looking for a way to be able to leverage time and experience because they think they need to have business experience, and they've got the best experience in the world right now. Managing time, operating a business unit called a family, and if the single mom, good God, we need to go talk to them right.
Yes.
I need to show that what you're doing is that this is key. You've partnered with a company that lets you be the best mom you want to be.
Yeah. So basically, find my niche and find my niche and like my basically find my tribe or my niche, and then always have a next logical step for the marketing.
Honestly, I think you're overthinking it because I started that whole thought process that you're doing. Oh, find my people. No, they'll find you.
Yeah.
You find you, and you show them you. If you go to my social media, you don't. I know you don't want me to. He didn't want me to drive off the road, so he put the camera in front of me. You don't want anything other than just you. If you go to my social media, you'll see that it's just me. You'll see No Makeup Monday. You'll see pictures of my husband and I. You'll see pictures of me and my daughter. My latest post that I put all the clothes that I can't fit in my living room and took a picture, and I posted about this whole friendship with Sean Murphy has cost me a lot of loss. There's no call to action, but it was a funny twist on what I've lost because of Sean. And I have people reaching out to me. I had one lady message me and go, fine, just tell me what it is you're doing. I need to know now. I'm not doing anything except letting them see me. I had to learn to put my guard down. I had to learn how to present myself a little bit better, all while keeping me. So I keep it very East Texas. I keep it very authentic, and I keep it very real. And when there's moments where I can't do a whole lot, I post about, it's a bread and cheese kind of day. That's all she's going to get to eat today because I'm busy or I'm tired. I don't feel good. So don't get stuck in the whole network marketing lingo of, find your niche, find your people. No, if you, Shammy, you are this amazing mother with a heart of gold. And every time you show your heart, everybody runs to you. Just
Yes.
And it's okay to be that way because you don't care what they think about you. You're you no matter what.
Yes. That's awesome.
Well, here's the key. Let your vibe, there's two ways to do this. You can go attract your tribe, or you can let your vibe attract your tribe. That's the key thing. I fall in love with you because I love your hair. I love your smile. I love that you shared your daughter and she's in the car and she comes on the camera and she leans in. I will do anything for you because you're showing me who you are as a human. If I get to know you as a person, what's that thing we say? People do business with people what? They know, like, trust. The challenge is people aren't finding you. It's half of your audience doesn't even know you, or they have this perception that you're so cool, you're too cool for school.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty private on my social medias. I do like to share like positivity, but I don't really get personal, and maybe that's something that I can start working on.
Now, I will say this. You getting personal as a mom, as a woman, you have to follow some certain rules. You've got to have some certain boundaries, because the second that you get a little vulnerable, if you look at your audience and there's some guys on there, there's going to be some guys doing some stupid stuff. And so I would just caution you to be aware of that. And it's okay to delete people. It's okay to toss them out of your world and block them.
When they crazy and they're trying to sext you, you block them. When they send you crazy messages asking for pictures, you block them. And you don't block them anymore. Because I get them and I give them one chance and I tell them clean it up. I'm a happily married woman. If you text me again like that, you're off. And if they do, I block them. I don't put up with it. But see a picture about how much just to clear things up, and it's quite funny, Shammy. Every time I make one of those posts, one of the guys that's a little will always message me and go, I love how much you support your husband and how much you love him. And your attitude changes. But there was one other thing I wanted to tell you about when you post. The energy you post with comes through your post. So if you post and you're nervous or you're a little scared or you're apprehensive, it is read in your post. I don't care if Sean Murphy wrote the post for you. As soon as you push the post button, if your energy is off, it's going to be off and everyone's going to read it off. Okay. If I have a really good friend that she'll read my messages and she'll comment and she'll be like, just take that one down because you were nervous. And that sounds terrible. And I can repost almost the exact same words on another day and it'll be fine. So that's why you're on this phone call, is to get Shammy to the point where Shammy's comfortable with Shammy and letting people see Shammy. Does that make sense?
Yeah, you cut off a little bit there, but I did understand you about my energy, and that's crazy because I would never think of that about my post carrying my energy with it. I would never think that. So Rhonda, you're amazing. Thank you. And can you post your Instagram so I can make sure I'm already following it?
Yeah, it's if you spell my name correctly without an H, it's Ronda, RONDA BIRD Parker 1. Rhonda Bird Parker 1. If somebody will write that for, I think somebody just wrote it. Yeah, Nicole.
Okay.
Yeah. That's yeah. I know y'all are young. Y'all don't do Facebook, but I'm on both. I'm on both platforms. Okay, I'll give that.
Okay.
Front row.
Thank you. That was so helpful.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Love you, touch.
My daughter wants to say hi. I'm gonna let her say hi real quick. Here, say hi, Gordon.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Where is she?
Bye, guys. Oh, I'm gonna mute myself now. Thank you.
Awesome, Shammy. Thank you. Love you. So here's the other thing, folks. We're doing this in a car at 6:59 in the morning, driving to wherever we're going, Mississippi, Biloxi, Mississippi. And you guys are worried about putting a phone call on, and is it going to bring value? So let me just add this. And it's raining, and Rhonda's over here scaring the bejeebies out of me.
We're just kissing the bumpers of the 18-wheeler.
Making me more Christian by the minute. So you just got to go do it. When you've got family and you've got friends, you're just gonna have fun going to do stuff. If you're too worried about being perfect, don't be. You're listen. If the more perfect you are, the more there is to find fault with. When you just show up as you are, people are like, well, they're just goofy. Well, I could do goofy. Goofy's good. So that being said, let's see. We've got a whole bunch of hands just went down. So let's see. Ray Barbuto. We've got Ray Barbuto from Maine on line 17.
And fine top of the morning, everyone. First, for each and every one of you that are on this call, if it wasn't for Sean with creating this community, you wouldn't be enjoying what you're enjoying right now. He makes By him, like he said, by showing up every single day, it gives us a reason to want to be part of something. So for that, I thank you ever so much. And for each and every one of you, by showing up means that you're willing to step up. So each one of you realize you are special. You are leaders. You may not have a lot of people, you may only have just yourself, but at least you're leading yourself into the right direction. And I think, Tammy, that you asked, why do people follow you? Because they hear and or see you, your sincerity, your honesty, your confidence, your authenticity. Be exactly who you are. And I'm going to choke up a little here yesterday because of yesterday. The question was asked, what things have you done in your past that you think were special? And when Manny, when you talked, I can't believe, I'm a 70-year-old guy. I'm probably the oldest one that's on here. But when Manny had talked about his friend and everything else, my best friend of 62 years, for almost 20 years, we didn't talk. It was all my fault. Remember, to each and every one of you, when you get angry, what happens is that you slow down the flow of oxygen to your brain. That's why we have a hard time trying to come up with the right words. That's why we will start cursing like there's no tomorrow and everything like that, because we can't think. Our anger increases, and out come the words that, remember, can never be taken back. They can be forgiven, but they'll always be remembered. I told my friend, my best friend, I went through elementary, junior high, high school. We were on the same baseball team. He was the best man in my wedding. And Manny, this is what you did for me yesterday. You reminded me of this, and it hurt like hell. Because I told my friend one day, I got upset with him, and I said, I hope you die. And I slammed down the phone. How terrible. How terrible. And for nearly 20 years, I wanted to say something to him, and I didn't. Then finally one day I got the courage, and I said, Justin, I need to see you. We met face to face. 20 years had gone by. The first words out of his mouth was that I love you, you are my best friend, and you always will be my best friend. Yesterday, I called him again, like I call him all the time. First words out of his mouth, Ray, I love you, my man, what's going on? We're now in those ages where you do get melancholy. You do look back. And what is your story? Like Sean says all the time, what's your story? Can you separate yourself from your old self so you can enjoy your new self, which happens every day when you get up? Are you truly grateful? And I mean this sincerely. Are you truly grateful when you get up? Because you have the ability, all of these young people that are on here, I mean, Ray's and all these other people that I've heard have been wonderful. At 70 years old, I'm being inspired by you people. I'm on here because I want to learn. I enjoy learning. I'm not afraid to learn, and never be afraid to learn. Always enjoy to learn more. Because if you learn more, you can give more. If you give more, you truly will be more. And if you are more, you'll receive more. Just so you know, to when Sean talks about in the morning about sending out the 3 messages of joy to somebody. I was married to a woman that I was so proud to call my bride for 38 years. One day, a few years ago, she looked at me and said, "Don't come home next Friday. When you leave next Friday, do not come home because
How are
I'm
you doing?
leaving." And my wife turned around and left me after 38 years. After 38 years, more than half my life. Did I get angry? No, I did not. And I didn't get angry because I love this woman. I was so hurt. I was so sad. I had no idea what to do. If it wasn't for somebody like Sean, and if it wasn't somebody for like Ron and Paulette Roy and a few other people, I never, ever, ever would have gotten through what happened. But the one thing that I knew is how much I loved my 2 daughters. I did not let my daughters hear a bad word come out of my mouth about their mother. I did not curse. I did not say anything. I just tried to continue to let them know that I loved them. When Sean talks about sending out those messages each day to somebody, anybody, you have no idea the power of what you're doing. You are showing your love, but you are empowering somebody else to do something far greater than you could even think, because they will turn around and they will start to send messages out because you're sending them out. It's starting with you. Look at what Sean has done now. When Sean first started on this call, there was just a couple of people. Now look at us. There's 80 now, but there's been days that there's been well over 100 people. Each day, each one of you, and I'm kind of rattling here, but each day, each one of you have an incredible, incredible potential. Each one of you are leaders. Each one of you, no matter how you think, no matter how you feel right now, you're the ones, you are making a difference in somebody else's life besides your own. You are leaders. Trust yourself. Learn. Be proud of yourselves, because I'm damn proud of each and every one of you that I see on the screen. I look at the names and everything else. I see the posts that you do. The love that each one of you shows to each other is very heartwarming. And I am very proud that Sean is my friend and that I decided to come back on here again, because you people are making a difference. You have no idea what you can do. But as you go, whether you're starting out brand new and it's just one person that you're talking to, or there's nobody that's in your group, whatever it is that you're doing, whether it be multi-level marketing, whether it be a business of whatever, each day, like they say, take that little step. And as you make those little steps each and every day, you're getting better. Until someday, something's going to happen and your lives will change like you cannot believe. I have, for literally 15 years now, every Monday and Wednesday and Friday, I always sent out to my daughters with their cell phones. I would always say, "Hey, it's Monday. Did I tell you today that it's another I love you day?" Or on Wednesday, I'd say, "Imagine it's Wednesday. It's the day after Tuesday, which means that it's another I love you day." And I would send these out to my daughters. And even when my wife walked out on me, I still consistently did that with my daughters. Today, my daughters have now, quote unquote, come back to me. I went through a period of time that My ex tried, the woman that I tell you, I so love to call my bride. Whatever happened, I still don't understand to this day. To this day, she has still not talked to me. But my daughters have finally started to realize what has gone on. My daughters have reassured me that I was a good father, that I loved them and that I cared for them. You know, it's I've got a funny story that I'll end with, because I know that I've gone on a little, and I've probably made a few people tear up. But Sean was talking about live your life to as though somebody, how many people would come to your funeral. This is a true story and a funny story. My grandfather, I was maybe 8 or 9 years old. I was in the truck with him. Back then, we all wore hats and stuff like that. And we came onto a street in Woburn, Massachusetts. And my grandfather said, get out of the truck and stand out in the front. So I got out of the truck and I stood out in front with him and everything else. And then he says, take your hat off and put it over your heart. Back then, if you saw a funeral procession come by, and if a man had a hat on, he would take the hat off, put it over his heart out of respect for that person that was now going further on in his life, hopefully to heaven. And so we watched this funeral procession come by, and of course, being very impressive and everything else, I thought it was the biggest funeral I had ever seen in my life. So I get in the truck and everything else, and I look at my grandfather and I go, Gramp, that guy must have really been important. And when my grandfather wanted to make a point, he literally would point at you. And he reaches over, he hits me a little on the shoulder, and he says, son, if I ever knew that I was going to die, I'd go out and borrow money from everybody. I said, Gramp, why would you want to do that? Because he said, if I died and left people money, he said, a month after I was gone, people would go, Sandy, who? But he said, even if I owed somebody $1, if my name came up a year later, they'd go, you know, the son of a bitch died and owed me money. So I leave you on that. And I have so many other stories that I hope to share with you as these days and weeks and months go by. I hope this has inspired a few of you to understand, be careful when anger erupts. If you notice, lawyers, what do lawyers try to do to people all the time on a stand? Or police try to do when they get you? They try to get you angry so you will make a mistake, so they can grab you on whatever it may be. Don't let your anger overcome your heart. Let your heart, let your mind work together. And each and every one of you, I am so proud of you for what it is that you're doing on this call. And for Sean, thank you for letting me talk.
We love you, Raymond. Thank you for
We love
sharing.
you.
Thank you, Ray.
Awesome person.
Beso, Raymond. I love you.
So
Yes,
much.
Thank you, Ray.
you inspire me.
Wow.
We love you, Ray.
Love you,
Again,
Ray.
Ray,
Thank
you
you
so
so
much,
much.
brother.
Blessings.
Thank you so much.
So
That was wicked awesome.
this is what it truly means to build relationship.
Ray,
Ray,
te amo.
Let's
Besos,
go.
Ray.
Ray and I have never been
Woo!
together,
Let's
but
do
we've been building people. So, Ray, I just absolutely love everything you shared there, brother. I appreciate you tons. Thanks for being vulnerable. Thanks for getting that out of your system. Thanks for inspiring some folks who can look at you and say, you know what? I plan on being here for the next 50 years of my life. And thanks for keeping me from making some mistakes that would have made 20 years of it really shitty. So, did you have something you wanted to share?
I'm eating, but I wanted to share something. So Ray was talking, and man, that was amazing. Y'all, I'm sorry, I'm eating a biscuit. So Ray talked about showing up. You only have to be. No, you can't open your door. Sorry, hang on. You have to hang on a second, y'all. You have to wait till the thing is out of the. You can't get out of the door yet. Sorry, y'all. We're in a minivan, and Patricia's trying to get out the door, and we're getting gas on that side. Anyway, this is what hit me when I was listening to Ray, besides all the emotional. And Ray, you're amazing, and I fell in love with you again. So you and my gosh, all you guys, all you women and men on here, I'm in love with so many people. But Ray was talking about you don't have to be perfect. You don't have to show up perfect. Just be where you are, and just be you where you are at the moment. You don't have to be anything other than you, because you're so special and you're so amazing the way you are, that you just show up. It's just how he showed up for his daughters. He had all this stuff going on. He just showed up. He just loved him and he just showed up. That's all it is. I go back to Shammy, and Shammy, you don't have to present yourself in this amazing Sean Murphy way. We're not Sean. And I haven't been doing this near as long as Sean or Ray, but I just show up and I just be as good as I can at that moment. And if at that moment my world is falling apart and my daughter's crying and all this stuff is going on, I'm only going to be so good. And that's okay, because I'm just what I want to do what he does. So Ray, that was so moving. I love you. Proud of you. And you give me hope that I'm going to learn. And evolving. And it's not the way society says it, which is, after 60, it's downhill. No, Ray, you just gave me hope of what I will get to experience at 70, which is more growth, more love, more expansion, more. So I just with y'all. So I did it.
One last thing. Since that time that the unfortunate situation in my life took place, I did by accident, and I mean by accident, I have met another woman, and I will tell you guys at 70 years old, what a wonderful feeling it is when you look at him and you don't have to go, hey, come back here. She actually looks at you and goes, yeah, so what do you want?
Let's go, right?
Hey, it's being Italian. Amore.
Well, there you go, folks. So Michael's are going to be our last one, and then we're going to let you off to your morning this morning. But thanks, Ray. Love you, Ray. Appreciate you, brother.
Yo, Sean. What's going on, man?
Love you, brother.
Yes.
Yo, Sean, I was going to ask dumb question about network marketing, but I'm not going to lie. I just want to talk to Ray. Ray, you absolutely changed my day. I thought I woke up today being grateful. Like, I woke up, wrote 3 things down that I'm grateful for, like meditated in the shower and everything. But when I heard your story, man, like I was actually shaken to the T. Like I was making scrambled eggs and I almost fell over because of how emotional I got. So I got to say thank you so much. I'm dedicating this day to you, my brother, because I'm not letting one negative thought into my mind because of how special you made my day. So thank you so much. That's all I wanted to share today.
Michael, I love you. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks you.
I appreciate everybody.
The only reason we can understand each other is because we've all had the same emotion, right? Ray's emotion is 70 years in the making. Yours is 20 years in the making. But it's all the same emotion. What happens is sometimes the depth of that emotion can start to shake our bones and shake our core. This is what happens when you have faith and belief and you wind up connecting with your tribe. So I appreciate you sharing that, brother. That's awesome. Love you, man. I love this community. LaToya, go ahead with your comment, my dear.
Yes, real short. I want to let you all know I'm grateful for you all, and I love you all. Like all just with gratitude. I thank you so much, Sean, for these calls. I thank this whole community. I'm actually after I dropped my child off to school, I actually have a meeting with a chairman of the Board of Commissioners over Rockdale County. So this came right on time. So I thank you all so much. It had me just be in the present moment. At first I was like, man, how I'm gonna present. Boom, boom, boom. It's just running 1,000,000 miles per second, right? It was like, calm. Be in the present moment. Calm down. Hey, look, boom, just be yourself. And I came right on time. They heard that message. I'm just like, whoa, thank you all for this. Thank you. I love you all. Have a wonderful day and safe trip, you all.
Love you. Love you, Latoya.
Are y'all seeing this?
Love you all tons.
It's terrible.
Love y'all.
Love you. I hope you guys have a great day.
All right, y'all say bye to each other. Love you, John.
Bye, guys. Love you.
Love you guys. Have a great day. Have a safe
Have a wonderful
travels.
day, everyone. Love you all. Safe
I love you
travels.
all.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye. Have a great day.
Everyone have a blessed and fruitful day.
Be great today. Consistency.
Before we start the trip,
All
y'all-
positive thoughts. No negativity.
Love you guys. Take care.
Love y'all. Bye for now.